According to recent research from Ipsos, many Americans think political TV shows accurately reflect real life. Neoliberal darling, The West Wing, has the highest number of Americans who believe it is realistic at 51%. The show Veep has the lowest percentage, which is 27%.
Just goes to show you that people are wrong. Ipsos says age plays a role in whether people feel these shows are realistic. Respondents under 35 more likely to feel that newer shows like Veep, Parks and Recreation are more realistic than those in the older age group. I've seen all the shows we just mentioned. West Wing was not even realistic for the time period it's set in. And there's no period that actually fits what the sort of aspirational liberal silliness of the West Wing, but especially now. I've even found House of Cards to be unrealistic because it made the motivations of the people to almost like they had the drama of Shakespeare or something. No, it's Veep. It's absolutely Veep. The people in government are just like craven imbeciles and incompetent buffoons who don't care.
I believe that.
Somebody once said I think it was Scott Brown when he tried to pull some shenanigans in a New Hampshire Senate race. He said he's a House of Cards. He thinks he's a House of Cards character, but he's actually in Veep.
Yeah.
Which nailed it perfectly. And most people in Washington actually think they're in House of Cards.
That is true. That's true.
Or the ones that don't think they're in West Wing. But the entire Biden White House thinks it's in West Wing.
People don't. Nobody walks and talks at the same time. Nobody ever does that. That's the Aaron Sorkin signature move, where they walk down a hallway, somebody turns off, they turn, then another person joins the conversation. Like, nobody does that.
But yes, I mean, do we still have that Kamala Harris clip from earlier in the show?
Did you see this, Kim?
No, what is it?
Kim, you're going to love this. You play what we've got, or play the whole thing. Either way.
Play the whole thing.
It's the most Veep thing ever.
Okay.
Right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs.
And also, she said it a couple times.
Passage of time, 8 more times.
She said it a couple times before that. That's being generous to her. So tell me that's not Veep. So add several more passages of time, which were in the fuller clip. And it's Veep. You just need the Veep music and you're done. You've got it.
Do you know, I think what it is for Americans and is this, it's sort of this idealizing or even, making people, just like doctors, for example. I think as a kid growing up, I just thought doctors knew everything. They were gods, right? They could never be wrong. And then I became an adult and I started dating doctors, back in my single days. And then I'd be like, oh, these guys are idiots. And then then it kind of drove me to like WebMD, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, I'll solve my own problem. I'm not sure if you know what's really wrong.
Kim, we got your origin story.
Yeah, right.
The COVID origin story.
Yes. Yeah, like I'll do my own research. I'll do my own research thing.
Okay.
But that is, it kind of has, that's what happens is that you kind of think, oh, these people, they know everything. They're so serious. Everything's very, but then you find out, wow, you're just winging it. You really don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're going in this blind.
And that's why I think Veep is right, because when you see Washington up close, that is what you confront. Right. Is you're like, oh.
Most people can't run their own lives, let alone mine. So why should they have the power to do so?
Yes, when you get in or close to the rooms where decisions are being made, you're like, oh wow, I thought there were adults here. This is bad. Oh boy.
And that goes with almost every industry, the people in power. You just have to remember, especially for us women that are watching this, we all know that men tend to be just big boys. You guys never grow up. You're big boys. And so you guys are running things, making decisions, and then you go home to your wives and we're like, you guys, grow up.
Yeah. My motto is the elites are bad and the people are bad. Everyone's just bad. I'm not a populist, but I'm not an elite. Everyone has bad political opinions and would not do a good job running the government, and so we should not have a government.
You're just doomsday. That's what it is.
You don't think libertarianism brings about the best harmonious world? You're just throwing your hands up.
Yeah. Well, it would bring about the most harmonious world.
Or the least
do you think
unharmonious.
Anarchy?
Don't tell other people what to do. Yeah, and nice anarchy, not It's not the smashing the machines anarchy, but the letting the machines take over anarchy. That's fine.
Oh no.
Our machine overlords.
I welcome our new machine overlords.
Well, maybe the algorithm will be kind to this for your kind words.
Yeah. No, actually, you're right. That's a good point. Not the YouTube machine.
Right. Those are the
I know.
overlords.
Now I know why you thought the new Matrix was good, Robbie.
I did like it.
I
know you said you wouldn't speak to me ever again if I said I liked it.
Because it was the worst movie, and you're telling me you liked it, but now I understand why. You're like, let the machines take over. It'll be fine.
But they're good machines. I mean, spoilers, right? Some of the machines are nice in the fourth Matrix. I don't know.
Now we know why.
All spoiled.
Makes sense.
All spoiled. There's too many angry machines in fiction, right? The Terminator. All that, the Battlestar Galactica,
you need representation
the killer
for
robot.
good machines.
Why are they always killer robots? Generally, more intelligence corresponds with more humane behavior. So maybe the super smart robots will actually just want to take care of us and be nice to us.
Or be nice to other robots by killing us.
Possible.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's what always happens in the movie, but I don't know that it'll be that way.
Well, you know what, Robbie? I think you're going to live long enough to find out in your lifetime.
I hope so. I hope we all live to see the age of the glorious robot
automation.
Utopia. Yeah.
Full automation.
Sweet automation. Sweet automation.
What are you going to do with all your time when everything's being ruled by the robots? What are you going to do, Robbie?
I'm going to play video games.
Yeah, video games.
Yeah, play video games. Yep.
Pretend to be a robot. That's
Yep.
Okay.
Now they'll still need humans, of course, to deliver the news, right? We can't.
No.
Some jobs cannot be left to robots and automation. No.
If anything,
we can't have Ryan Bot.
No,
Grimbot 2.0.
I am one, actually.
This is a flesh and blood man who sits next to me.
It might be better, actually, if robots were the ones delivering all the news, because then they would do it without their bias or emotion and causing all the culture wars, right? They would just say, these are the facts, and
there
that's
is
it.
actual research that algorithms produce racist outcomes if they just pull from a racist society. Google that. It's really it's fascinating. Like that
probably
you're gonna get the robots canceled. You're saying
algorithms will give black loan applicants higher interest rates because they're like, oh, that's how y'all do it.
Yeah.
And so they figure that out, and so then they reproduce the racism through their.
Well, it's an interesting and it's a problem with sentencing automation.
Mm-hmm, that too, right. Racist inputs, racist outputs. It's not that the algorithm is racist, it's that the algorithm is accurately reflecting the inputs of the society.
It's probably a computer or a robot is only as good as the person who built it.
Only as good as the society that it's reproducing.
Eventually, the robots will be built by other robots.
That's true.
Right, so then the machine learning will be learning from another machine. I see. That's how we get the Matrix, Robbie.
Hopefully they check themselves.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we'll have more Rising right after this.